So this is my second day at doing some AI programming in XNA. I've taken the sample that I showed yesterday and added in an environmental component. What this does is it takes in a seed, a random seed, and from there we generate a temperature and humidity. From that, then we have modeled a fairly accurate representation of the weather, where we can set our barometric pressure, which derives our precipitation, our lighting model, etc. And what we have going on right now is we have our green agent. He is wary about the precipitation. So basically what it is when the precipitation is none, he'll go a speed of 2, and if it's a storm, like it just changed here, he actually just goes to a crawl. He's doing about 0.2 now, and I have it right now to where the environment is being updated about every 10 seconds. Of course, this can be set to make a little more sense in a game, probably maybe every hour. It depends on how you have the game accelerated. But the good thing about the entire system is it's not just for setting speeds of an agent. We can use this to set any agent property, such as the way they feel, what isn't affected by the environment, what is not affected by the weather. Everything is affected by the environment. So what we can do is we can model our agents based on real emotions. Let's say, for example, we program our green agent here to hate storms or to fear storms. Then he may drive his car very slowly when it's stormy, and that's how I have it set up in this example. Or when it's sunny, then he has no fear and he goes as fast as he can. So let me close this out and let's take a look at that. First of all, in the game, we just simply declare a game environment, and of course give it a name, and then in the initialize method we instantiate that object. We give it a season and we give it a seed. Let me just show you how that works. To instantiate it, like I said, we give it a season, and we can choose from one of 4 enumerations: autumn, spring, summer, and winter. And then we need just to give it a seed, and so we will just give that seed dot, and we can pick through one of 4. The reason I have 4 here is because there are 4 seasons, and we probably don't want to set up more than 4 seasons in any game. I mean, you could obviously, but this just gives us a nice strongly coded version here. So let's just give it a seed here. Give it 4. It doesn't really matter which one. And once that's done, the only thing else we really have to do is, if we want to see what's going on, we just set up this method in the draw method of XNA to actually draw the statistics. We don't have to do that, of course, that's optional. And then in our update for our game logic, I've created some manual settings to change our humidity, and when that does is that will update the precipitation. And then I've also created an auto update method, which is set here. And what that auto update method does, let me show you here. What it does is, depending on a temperature variation and the humidity variation against a set interval, in this case seconds, we get a random number from 0 to 1. If it's 0, then we add the temperature plus the temperature variation back to the original temperature. Same thing with the humidity, and then we apply the changes. Alright, and what happens when we apply the changes? Let's go look at that. When we apply the changes, it looks to see which season we're in. In this case, we are in season summer. If the manual temp setting is active, which it is when we do an auto update, then we take the temperature that we were given. Otherwise, we get a random temperature between 76 and 100 for summer. Same thing for humidity. In the auto update, the manual setting is active and is updated that way, or else we would get a random value between 0 and 100. And then we get a barometric pressure between 0 and 3, because this is for actually 0 and 2, because this is for an enum, so we have a low, medium, and high amount. And then we just have our game logic saying if the temperature is this amount and humidity and the barometric pressure, then we get precipitation amounts and our lighting models depending on what's going on, and so on and so on. And that's pretty much it. So what we can do is we can run this, and you can see that when we start off here we have a precipitation of drizzle, so our agent speed is 0.5. Actually, let's go back to our update one more time, and let's go, let me actually find it. This is getting very convoluted now that I have so much going on in here. Here we go, looking for the auto update. What we have here is our temperature variation, our humidity, and our interval. Right now I have it set to 10 seconds. Let's drop that on down to something around like 3 and just see the rapid changes now. So our temperature is going to update every 3 seconds along with the humidity. These temperature and humidity are tied together, which drive our precipitation and our pressure. So you can see that the agent is casually going along at between 0.2 and 0.5 because he doesn't like driving on this slick road here. Let's just see if we can get it to drop down to a lower humidity and a higher pressure. There we go. And that gives us a sunny road, and he has no problem driving on that. So he takes off. Anyway, this is a work in process. I would say I'm about 25% done based on the features I plan on implementing. Hope you enjoyed this demo.